So, yeah, we're live. Hey,
Okay.
Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
Is there anything that you wanted to say real quick, though? Hold on. My camera's acting up. Hold on. I gotta change my camera setting. Hold on.
Okay.
My camera's acting up. Hold on. Okay, there we are. Can you see me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I probably need.
Hey, so I'm in a dark place because I'm at the studio.
Okay.
So, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
All right.
So your sister and everybody's watching, I think, right
My
now.
sister is watching. My sister is watching. She is her. You see her? She's on the. she is. She's on. I don't know
Is
who
your
else
is
is.
is your
I
is
hope
your
I.
son gonna be is your son gonna show up?
He may. He's a little nervous, but I told him to watch and just watch and just it's not as bad as he thinks it is. So
No, there's no pressure here. I
and
just did
and
a
Megan too. Megan. My other sister's on. She's
okay,
the
cool. So I know there was a few things that you hadn't talked about already, and like you wanted to bring up about your son, and I know it's a little nerve-wracking being on here, but if you
I mean,
can,
it's just little things that we didn't get to. I think I was nervous the first time, so that's
yeah,
all. And I think that it was just little things about him, nothing major, but just little things about him. His personality, like what kind of brother he was. He was a big brother, so like how he was with his sisters. So I just
mm,
it was just little things about him that a lot of people do know, but the world don't know.
yeah, absolutely. So real quick, how was your birthday last night? I know you went to an awesome show.
It was amazing. I had a wonderful birthday. Thank you. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes,
awesome.
yes. It
So what
was. It
did
was
you
very
do?
nice. I went to see a show and went to eat in Boston.
Yeah, what did you
So,
do? What'd you eat?
and lots of drinks.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
I did. I had a really nice time, though. I did. I really enjoyed myself. It was a perfect night. It was. It
Okay.
was a really nice night. Yes. Thank you very much.
Um, so let's talk about your son real quick. So I know Michael was like an awesome kid. He was just one of them, like he always wanted to help people, and
Yeah.
the fact that he isn't here today, and just
Yeah.
the whatever it is that you feel like people should know about him. Just let's get into that a little
Let's get into that. Oh goodness, there's so much to know about him. Now I'm being nervous. I wish I had.
bit.
Sorry, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. There's no pressure.
Oh
There's no pressure.
no, 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 no. Just it's funny just how he was with his sisters is just something that always stands out to me. He was really good with kids, period. So he was
Mm,
amazing with kids, but with his sisters, like he of course they had two big brothers, but like he kind of Jonathan moved out on his own and
yeah.
so he didn't live at the house anymore. So but Michael lived at home. So when they were younger, you figured they might have been like 11, 12, and younger. He would,
Mm,
he'd be the babysitter. He was like the man of
yeah.
the house, but he was the babysitter. So he would always make sure that they were taken care of. Even if they was home, once they were the age they were by themselves, he would like have one of his like a female friend go and bring them pizza and go and bring them like he was always looking out for them like just
Yeah.
I mean always always so if you ask them their story would be funny because he used to drive them crazy
Mm,
me, so he just,
yeah. That's what kids are for, man. To drive you crazy. You know what I
yeah, and he
mean?
just
Like,
was a good dad. So that was another thing, just with his daughter, to watch him with his daughter was really special to me because he loved his daughter. He loved
mm.
Miranda.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk about his daughter because that's something we didn't get to talk about the first time.
Yeah.
So, how old was he when he had his daughter? And
He
you
was
know,
um he was 18. He was
yeah.
18 and yeah, he was 18 years old. Yep. And he was in the room when she was born and I was in the room when she was born too. But yeah, he was a good dad. He was proud. Very, very proud. He'd be very proud of her now.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
Yeah,
he
he'd be
would. Do
so
you have any
proud of
pictures?
her. I do. I
Do you have any
do.
available right now that you could hold up to the screen?
No, wait. Oh, no. I don't have.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
I don't. I
So,
don't. I have a
how
lot of
old
them. They're
is
just not near me.
yeah? How old is he or she? Sorry.
She's gonna be 16 in October. October 14th, she'll be 16. It'll be 13
Eh,
years for him that he's been gone. December 5th.
mm,
It'll be 13 years.
wow, wow.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
13 years.
Yes.
So, what's the last 13 years been like for you?
Um, it's been, I would say, like something's missing.
Yeah.
A piece of me is missing. That's a perfect example of how to. There's just a piece of me, not little piece, but a piece of me that just is like empty. That's missing.
Mm,
That's a perfect way to describe it. That's what it is.
mm.
That's exactly what it is. That it
What
doesn't go
happened?
away.
What happened that night? The day that you found out all this happened. Like, what was the first thing that you heard? Like, yeah, I know you said you got a phone call, but explain it for the people that haven't seen that
Oh,
video.
oh yes, yes. I got a phone call. I was working an overnight, and I got a phone call. I think it might have been about 12, maybe 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, it was around 1 o'clock, and it was one of Michael's friends calling, and
Mm,
I actually thought that he was calling me from her phone because he thought like maybe his phone died. That's what I was thinking. But
mm,
anyway, I answered the phone and she said to me, Mikey got hurt. So I was like, what do you mean he got hurt? Because I didn't know. And she said, he got hurt. And I said, what do you mean? So she said he got shot. And I said, what? Like I was so confused that he got shot. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Like I just didn't. I don't know. And
mm,
then she said, I asked her where did he get shot, and she said he got shot in the head, which blew my mind completely.
yeah.
I just, and I had to call the doctors. I had to call my boss. I had to leave, so I left and went up to met with my brother and my son and my my brother's girlfriend at the time, my niece and nephew's mom, and we
Right.
drove to Boston. We
Yeah.
went up to Boston, and then other
Mm,
people came because this was in the morning. When we got to Boston, it was like maybe four. No, maybe it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So when we got to Boston, people started coming after that as well.
mm. So, when you heard that he got shot in the head, what was your first thought?
I think in my mind, I didn't know. I mean, of course, getting shot in your head, hearing that, you just know. But I just didn't know what to expect. I just didn't know until I spoke to the doctor. The doctor was the person that made me realize how, because I think that at first she didn't know how bad it was because he was moving. So, in their mind, they probably just thought that because he was moving that like he was okay. But of course, that's not how it
Mm,
works. But the brain is so yes, yes. Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
yeah. I thought I'd put that up there for you.
It's cute.
It,
Thank you.
you got all kinds of people here for you, Alicia.
Uh, hey, Megan, and my darling little sister, and
Yep.
my amazing nephew James. Hey,
Yeah.
Declan, my James. He is my boy right there. My nephew. He's
Okay.
sunlight.
Who is that? Is that her son?
Yes,
That's
yes. James Michael is his name. Yep, that's
oh,
his
okay.
name.
Yeah.
James
So that's
Michael.
name middle name Michael after Michael.
Oh, yeah, yes. And there's quite a few people who have, there's probably about 10 babies out there that have Michael's, like he was named after for Michael. Yeah. Boys, yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Oh,
So
yeah.
let me ask you some really like touchy questions about this. So uh you had so your first child passed away.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is like a terrible topic, right? And it sucks to even have to
Mm-hmm.
talk about it, but um I'm curious just to like for people who don't know what happened exactly, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what happened that night?
With Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just not just it was a Saturday morning and I just, it was early, not early, maybe like 10, 11 o'clock. And they were taking baths. Michael and Jordan was in the bathtub. Michael jumped out of the bath because he was my little firecracker. So he jumped out of the
Mm,
bathtub and it was just a morning, like just a regular like run around. I was grabbing him trying to dry. It was just like a as fast as that happened and then she drowned in the bathtub.
mm.
and she got
Wow.
airlifted to Boston, and she lived until the next day. August 7th, her anniversary just passed not too long ago.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so she lived till the next day, and then she passed away.
I'm so sorry, man.
Her birthday's August 19th.
Mm.
So she would be turning 31.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
31 years ago, huh?
Yeah. Yes, yes, 31. Yep.
And Michael, how old was Michael when that happened?
He was 3. He was
Wow.
3. He had turned 3 in August. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He turned 3 in June, and that happened
Did
in
you ever
August.
think like that you would have two children in the same bathtub that both are gone now?
No, never. What's the chances of that? It's just un. It happens though, but it. I would never have thought that. You know what I mean? I would never have thought that ever. I mean, I would have never thought I would lose one child, let alone two. You know?
It's so amazing like that you are still so strong. That'd be a mess,
Try,
man.
try. It's God. That's the only thing I think of. I don't know what other way to explain it, but is to just. I think staying positive is really what helps me.
Mm.
I think that's really. I know that's what it is.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean,
You know what
like,
I mean? If you're negative, it just like weighs you down. I know that's what it is. I just know
mm.
that in my heart. That's what it is.
So
Absolutely.
what happened immediately after when you found your daughter? Like, what did you just grab her out of the tub and then bring her to the
No,
hospital?
just no. We had to call 911. It wasn't, easy. Of course, it was terrible. But
Mm,
we had to go, and they came, and I a lot of that is black. Um, I mean, of course, I remember the day very well, but a lot of pieces I don't remember.
mm,
You know, but I know she
yeah,
did go to Boston, so she got airlifted to Boston, so we went out to Boston. I stayed the night out there.
yeah, man. That's one of the hardest things that I've ever heard in my life. Like,
Yes,
I couldn't imagine being in your shoes, number one, but
I
like,
wouldn't want to
what
shot anybody ever.
did you like pick her up and be like, oh my God, like try to like what was your
I don't honestly. I swear, I just remember screaming. That's honestly, that's all. That's it. I was not calm. It was not a calm moment at all.
yeah.
No, not at all.
So what do you
So
go after that happens? What do you do? Like, what's your
after that,
next?
oh, what after she had passed?
Yeah, what does Michael do? Like, do you
Well, he was a baby, so he didn't really get it. Jonathan like did, you know what I mean? He was the one that like got what was going on. I don't think that thank you, Charlie. I don't think that he understood. Michael didn't understand. He was 3. He didn't really understand death or anything like that. But Jonathan, he was 6, so he knew. It was him that he experienced it. He was young, but he remembers.
mm,
He don't talk
do
about
you
it much,
know?
so he won't.
Yeah, you don't know how Michael like how it affected Michael. Like, you didn't ever did you ever talk to him about that?
Oh yeah. Oh, it did affect him later on as he got older.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm sure it did.
I was told, after he passed away, that when he would, I guess, be drinking, well, he shouldn't have been drinking because he was, he was, underage. But when he was drinking, and if he got drunk, that he would go sit at the cemetery and sit at her grave. So it
Right.
absolutely affected him. It definitely did.
Yeah, I'm sure. He
Absolutely.
would wow, so he would just go sit at the grave drunk, huh?
Yep. And sit
Poor
there.
kid,
Yep.
man.
Yep. So I know that did affect him. I know it did. Like, you think it didn't because he was 3, but I'm sure it clearly did. Hmm.
I mean, I was 11 when my brother passed away, and it didn't compute with me until a little bit later on. But I remember
Later,
sitting at his,
yeah.
yeah, I was at his grave, I mean, at his coffin, and I was banging on the coffin, and
Oh,
like I just
yeah.
didn't yeah, it was hard for
Yeah,
me to
death.
understand because he
It's
looked like he was just sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. Death is hard. It's hard for people to understand. I mean, nobody gets it. So it is a difficult. Never mind at that age, because my girls were your age when Michael passed away.
Wow.
They
So
they
how
were.
did that affect them? Let's talk about that.
Oh,
How
they
did they? How did?
struggled. Oh yeah, they struggled. They
Yeah,
struggled. Yeah,
I'm
they all
sure they did.
everybody. Jonathan did too. Yeah, but Jonathan, he did because I mean he remembered losing his sister, and then
Yeah,
now he lost his brother. So that was really like a hard, hard for him. I mean, but it's the same as Ari and Nigel, though. They were just as that was their big brother. Like that was
yeah,
Michael, who like life just wasn't the same without him. Like he would be
yeah.
we'd be home. laying down watching TV, and it would be quiet, and then he'd come in and like get the whole house in an uproar and bother the girls, and they'd be like, ah, like it just, and then it went from a craziness to, and then he would leave, and then it would be silent, but then once he passed, it wasn't like that. It was different. It was.
Yeah. So what was the feeling in the house? Like somber? Was it
Well,
depressed?
it
Or
was some. I didn't stay long. I went after Michael passed away. The first month I stayed with my best friend Heather, and then I went home like a new. I'll never forget. I went home on. He passed December 5th. I went home like like New Year's Day, and
mm,
I didn't stay long. And I went back to my mother. And I stayed at my mother's from January until school started in September. I stayed
right.
at my mother's house. I would go back and forth to my house, but like I would just stay at my mother's. I just wanted to be around people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
So what did they do for you? What did the people around you do for you? Like what kind of
Just
feeling did you get from that?
Oh, I always felt just what's the word I want to like comforted maybe like
Mm,
I felt comforted being around even like his friends. They'd come, they'd sit with me, and then they'd tell me all these stories that I never knew, so like it was nice
yeah.
hearing stories about that, some
Yeah.
memories and stuff, so it was nice,
What kind
nice
of stories did they tell you?
um I know one story was kind of funny, and I'm not gonna quote me but my friends, one of my best friends, my friend Beth, her daughter was having her and her husband were going somewhere, so they left the house. Her daughter, they went back home because they forgot something. When they got back home, her daughter was having a party at her house. Like the house
Yeah.
was full of kids,
Yeah.
so everybody went running. Like she was yelling, everybody went running, and so she said she was on the front porch, and to her and her husband, and she said she was on the front porch, and she sees this kid running off, like running away from the house, and then all of a sudden he stops. And he turns back around and he walks back up, and it was Michael, and he comes over and gives her a hug and stuff because he felt guilty. Like you know what I mean. He would give himself away. He felt guilty running on them. That
Mm, yeah.
he went back to them and and gave Beth a hug. Like I can't do that to them. And yeah. So he's yeah. He's thoughtful. He. I didn't
Did you
play
ever
that.
find out anything about him that you were like, "Oh my god," like I never knew?
Yeah, a lot of like.
What?
I mean, just like he looked like I remember my son Jonathan would drive, and I used to be like, "Oh my God, you drive so crazy! Like you're driving too fast. You're heavy footed," and then I'd be like, "No, Michael just drives just right. He drives like fine. I was never nervous in the car with Michael."
This
And
is
then
my
I,
friend Big Luke, man, right here. I'm sorry.
hello,
I'm
how
gonna.
you
It's
doing?
all good.
He wanted to say
Hi.
hello to
I just
you, and
wanted to
How
say
are
hi.
you? Hi, nice to meet you.
What's up to the chat, everybody?
yeah,
Absolutely. I'll let you get back. Just remember to
yeah,
be out.
yep.
um,
So I
Okay,
might have to hit you up with some info.
okay,
Just send it back to you online.
okay, cool. All
All
right.
right.
Yep.
I'll be
Sorry, Alicia. Hey. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say? You were saying something.
Oh, so I was
What-
saying I was forgetting what I was saying. I'm not gonna lie,
oh, I'm so sorry.
but I was like, oh, I forgot. I was trying to, but anyway, so yeah, so that was like always said like, oh, I was very comfortable with Michael driving, like always. And then I find out afterwards that he was a reckless driver. Like he used to like drive. Yeah, he was a reckless driver. Like he would drive. I think he would drive fast. Like he would go through all the like yeah, just drive crazy when he was driving up speeds like that when he shouldn't be. Yeah. So there was just things that he knew I would be mad about.
yeah.
you
And so
know.
you feel like going back and yelling at him, like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah,
you'd
yeah.
be
One
mad
time
about."
I found a knife in my car, and I found a knife, so I gave it to my friend. So when he
Yeah,
called me, he's like, "Ma, where was that knife in the car?" I said, "You left that knife in my car, and if I would have gotten in
yeah,
trouble, I gave it away." And he was like, "It's not. It wasn't mine. It was Baby Aaron's, which is my best friend's son that passed away. That was
yeah,
his knife." I said, "Well, I gave it away. You shouldn't be leaving
yeah.
your paraphernalia in my car." So yeah, it was just yeah. He was always doing something silly, and yeah, always.
Posthumous reprimands.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Too
So,
funny.
where's your son right now? Your other son, Jonathan. Where is he?
Jonathan, oh, what time is it? He might be home. He might be home, but he ain't up. Does that mess me up if I
Yeah, if you, I mean,
okay.
it's okay.
Okay, we're
You're there
fine.
still.
But yeah, I think he should be home. I know he gets
You want
home
me to
from
send him an invite?
yeah, see what happens.
What's his
See what
email?
Oh goodness, I don't know his email offhand. Brienne, get his
Okay, don't
email.
worry about it. Don't worry about it. If he comes on, tell him to leave it in the chat. If he starts watching, Jonathan, if you're watching, just leave your email in the chat, and I'll send you an email, or send it to your mom, and I'll put it on. I'll send you an
Okay.
invite so you can come and show.
Okay.
Um, so what was the effect on Jonathan though? Like how did like what happened to his personality after this
Well,
all happened?
like his personality, he's always been
Okay.
calm and cool. Calm and cool. So like there was like subtle changes, nothing like behavior wise, because he just always been a laid back kid, always. So he just, like I mean, like he had, I had counseling when he was like in school. He did have counseling when he was young. It didn't carry on long though, but but
Mm,
like I said, he doesn't talk about it. He won't talk
yeah.
about it. I don't even like to bring it up if he wants to talk about it, but that's just something that he doesn't like to discuss, which I
Mm,
understand.
right. Absolutely. It's
You
definitely
know.
understandable.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely. Yes, yes,
Did you
yes.
see any like type of personality changes in him?
Not really. Honestly, not really. No. Mm-mm. Like the
Mm,
girls, I think my daughters had more. They might have been the ones that I think when Michael passed away, because like again, Jonathan was so young, but he's still like he has a great memory, so I know he remembers the date.
yeah.
But like but like he didn't. It wasn't extreme. That's all for
Mm,
Jonathan. Where the girls, theirs weren't extreme either, but like, they had trouble in school and you know what I mean? Like the first year was always really hard. Um, because Jonathan was in first grade when that happened, but when the girls were like in seventh and eighth grade when Michael passed
mm,
away.
yeah.
So it really affected them because just the age, and the age they were,
Right. 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 Right.
So.
Did where your sister comes into play with this? So
Mhm.
did she was she affected, and like how did that affect her? Like, did you see
Oh,
like
oh yeah, I know it affected a lot of people. It definitely did. It affected Brienne too. Because I mean, technically they grew up, like I lived at home with it was my sister and Jonathan. My sister and Jonathan are only a year apart. And then Michael
mm,
came a couple years later. So it was like the three of them at home when I still lived at my mother's house. It was the three of them. It was just the three of them. They always were together. So, it
yeah.
definitely affected Brienne. Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. So, you know what I
What
mean?
kind of what kind of things did you notice that changed like in your family dynamic? Like, did you guys start arguing and fighting and shit like
No,
that? Or
no,
no?
not at all. That didn't happen. No. Mm-mm. It really didn't. It just, I think it made us closer together. It made me like closer together with my family. That's what it did. It didn't, like I said, I have an amazing support system from my family and my friends. I'm beyond blessed.
Yeah.
Beyond. So, um,
What was the nicest thing someone ever did for you?
oh my goodness, I have a lot of nice things done for me. I could, I don't know. I'm just thinking it will come to me because that's a good question. It really is a good question. Hmm. I've had a
We
lot
hug
of,
now, she said. Your
we
sister
hug
said we hug
now.
now.
Yes, yes. My
So
sister,
what
'cause
was
I'm a
that? You
hugger.
guys never
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
Like I do. I like to hug. And my sister does not. So when I hug her, she used to, and then my rule is don't ever hug me and pat me on my back because that's not a real hug. When people tap, tap, tap your back, that is not a real hug. A real hug, like I love to give a real hug. So now, s- thank you, Brian. So now, we hug. And she goes, now it's a little more longer now. It's a little better now. So I'm proud of her. And then my son's song, she reminded me when he passed, Drake had came out that year. Well, he had been out, but the Take Care album came out, and that was Michael's favorite of all times. And it was a CD, I guess back then, right? Well,
Yeah.
the little music thingy. What do you call them? What do you call them again? The little,
iPad,
not the
iTunes.
iPad. Yeah, little thing, whatever they're called. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, but yeah, so Drake, so Take Care, the song Take Care.
Yeah.
Do you know what song that is? That was like his
No.
little anthem. That's his song. That was his
Yeah.
song. That was his song.
Yo,
That was
that
it.
video with your son. Oh man, dude. Like,
Dancing, right? I know. I never seen that
yeah,
video until
that
the day
was
after he passed.
I swear I've never I've cried before, but not like like when it comes like I watched that and I'm every single time when I passed it when I was editing, I'm like, I was tearing up, man. That
Yeah,
was a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
deep
Because it
shit
shows his
right
personality. Like that is his personality.
there. Yeah.
It's
I
silly
mean,
and goofy, and I mean, he was dancing in the video, but like that's, and he'll annoy you. He would annoy you, and yeah,
yeah, man. That was so sweet though. Like him dancing. He was a good
yeah. And it
dancer,
wasn't.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. He loved even when he was a little boy. He always danced. I have videos of him. He would walk and dance even when he was he loved to dance. Loved it right
Is
up
that his
until
song, like Usher? Yeah.
I mean, he liked that song, you know what I mean? But like I said, at that time, and I don't know I don't know when that was. I don't know if it was the summer before he passed. I'm not sure when actually that video was taken. But yeah, I mean, he liked all, of course he liked hip hop and he liked, you know what I mean? But he just, and
Yeah.
then of course he liked R&B because that's what he listened to, when he lived at home. Well, he lived at home with me still, but you know, he knew my music as well.
Yeah. So
Yes,
what's
sir.
your favorite type of music? What do you get jiggy to? Yeah.
I like all music, but I am a little R&B-ish, I like a little R&B. I like hip hop too, but it has to have a little, the hook has to
Little
have
kick
some,
to it.
yeah, it has
Yeah.
to have like
Some groove.
R&B hook to it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So what's
And
your
what about you?
what's
What's
your
your favorite music?
my favorite music is I like a lot of metal and stuff like that, but I do
Mhm.
like rap, man. I'm like a guy, you know what I mean? I like
Yeah,
gangster
yeah, yeah,
rap and like metal
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Okay,
Like to bang my head.
yeah.
Let the hair down.
With your head down, yeah. With your head down, yeah. I see you
Long
with your
hair,
head
no
down.
fear. Um so what do you do for fun now? What's your idea of fun today?
I just like I can do the small things from hanging like I can do simple things. I can go sit at the beach. I can just sit with my friends and laugh. It happens all the time. That's
Yeah,
just at little thing, little things I like to do, and then I like to do, I like to travel, of course, too. So it's just
yeah,
like I can do simple things, and then I can also, just hang out with my friends and chat and laugh, and I definitely I just like to just I like to be around people. I always have.
of
I've never been
course.
really like a loner.
Yeah.
That's not
So
me.
what when after all this stuff happened with Michael and Jordan and did anything else happen that like kind of like set it
Yeah,
back in
my
place?
mother passed. My mother
Yeah,
passed away. That's
your
what
mother
that
passed away. Wow.
mother passed away. That was like a very hard. Michael passed in 2011, and my mother passed in 2019. So that and it was
Mm,
sudden. So it was very sudden. It wasn't like
yeah,
It was it was
unexpected.
very unexpected. So that was like a hard blow. But it made me and my brother, because I have my brother and sister. I mean, we've always been close.
Yeah.
We're like 7 years apart. Of all of us, the three of us are 7 years apart. I'm the oldest, but we're really close now.
You
We're
know what I
just
think? Like when I hear all this stuff, it's like, how much can a person possibly take? Like, man, before you're like irreparably like changed. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. But you know what I
it's
tell
so
myself though? I tell myself that it always could be worse.
yeah,
It
yeah.
always could be worse. It always could be worse. I know that for a fact. You know, it always could be
What would
worse.
be worse for you? How could it
I
be
don't know.
worse?
I wouldn't even. I can't even put it into the universe. So I can't even.
Yeah, right. You don't even want to say it because
Nope.
it'll just bring it to
Nope.
life,
So
right?
just yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I hear that though.
I've already
That
got the worst. So I mean, you know what I mean. Meaning like, yeah, just it always could be worse. So I do
right,
tell myself, and that kind of keeps me a little bit in perspective. Like something, it always could be worse. So that does help me. Believe it or not, it really does.
mm,
It really does. Always could be worse. You even got to tell yourself that.
yeah,
You think about yourself and you bring yourself back to their deepest, darkest day, right? You know what I mean? And I'm like, at least I'm not here. Like, I would never go back to the day that I got that phone call ever in life. I don't want to ever, you know what I mean? I would never. So, I mean, that was a horrible moment in time that don't ever want to go back to. So, I tell
mm,
myself, I remember that feeling back then and I don't feel that now. Thank God.
right.
I mean, I still feel the loss of Michael. I'm just saying that phone call, so it always could be worse.
How do you get to that point where you could actually say, okay, well, I remember this day when I got this terrible phone call, the phone call every mother dreads, and then
Hmm.
compare it to like a bad day, just a regular old bad day, and be like, it's not that, so it's still good.
I don't know. Like I know, like I said, as far as I remember when Michael passed away and there was like a something happened, like a fire or something, and it was on the news, but like a fire in Connecticut. This woman's house caught on fire, and I think it was her parents and her children were in the fire, and they all passed. And I'm
Ooh,
like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like it just when you look at things like that, you just kind of like have to. It's easy to not think. I mean, there's some people like, whatever. I'm not. Just my mind isn't. I don't. I'm not close like that. I'm just very open to it. And my mind's open, and I do believe like you got to be careful of the negative energy because it can weigh you down. And I just don't want
Yeah.
negative energy around me. It's just something that I just don't. I prefer not to have
Yeah,
as much as
fact.
I
I
can,
mean,
of course. I mean, everybody has moments, though. I'm not saying life is perfect and I'm walking around with, you know,
rainbows and
flowers growing. Yeah, flowers growing out
yeah.
of my ears. You know what I mean? But yeah. It's it's just you have to be. I don't know. And sometimes I know people are like, oh, shut up and with your positive. But I can't help it though. This is how I feel. So sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. To me, it's very hard when I don't know. I just think that when like people like there's worse things in the world when I hear like I try not to really complain about dumb stuff because
Mm,
you know, there's really
yeah.
worse things. Like, I try to tell myself when things really, just say I get disappointed. I'm just using an example of, oh, I didn't get the job. But just say, I'm not going to like, of course you get disappointed, but I don't dwell on it because, right.
People could really learn something from you, Alicia, man. And it's just a shame. Like, people are so pig-headed nowadays. Like, all they care about is violence and
Mm-hmm.
chaos and shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get it, man. I like the crazy stories and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like, when you can sit here and watch somebody like you and learn from their story in a way that, because look at you, man. Like, you're an example
Oh,
of just
thank you, man.
you still think that
Bless you.
something else could be worse, and it's like your life has just been so
But
fucking
it's really
hard.
true, though. Do you understand? Do you think, when
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling you
know
that, do
it's.
you, do
Oh,
you
I
get it,
know.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you
I
have
mean,
to
you could
tell
always.
yourself that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That makes sense. You have to tell
yeah. It
yourself.
does.
Yeah,
Makes tons of
it could
sense.
always be worse. And then you think for a minute and you're like, shit, it really could be worse. When you think about it, it really could be worse. Yeah, I believe that.
Oh no. My computer is gonna act up on me now again, dude. Get the fuck
Good job.
out. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so
can you
that's what I
see
tell
me still?
myself. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. So this is your sister. You're saying that.
Yeah. My biggest cheerleader right there. There she is.
Oh man, she's awesome. I talk to her sometimes
hmm
too. Yeah, I
She's
think
cool.
she. Yeah, I would like
And
to
we're
meet
like
her
so
too.
opposite. She's funny and silly, and I'm like the Nana of the three. My brother's funny too, and I'm the more serious one, I guess they say.
Yo, what's the biggest gift that you've gotten from both tragedies?
Oh, that is such a deep question. I'm just bear with me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, take your time. I just want you
Like
to
with Jordan, I don't even know if this is like an example, but like so the what I will say is with Jordan, well, if Jordan was here,
your sister's
I
funny.
would not have Zaria and Nigel. If she was
You wouldn't.
here, I don't think I would have had Zaria and Nigel. No, no.
Yeah,
So that's like, you know what I mean. That's what came out of, you know what I mean. Just the way it happened. That's what came. That's the only thing I think of that. Like I would say, it's like, oh, Zaria
yeah.
and Nigel, because I wouldn't have. It wouldn't have. I wouldn't have got them if that makes sense. I
No,
wouldn't have. You know what
absolutely.
I mean. I wouldn't have had them. I'm sorry, not got them. I wouldn't have
Why
had
don't
them.
why wouldn't you have had them? Like, why do you say that?
Um, I didn't want any more kids.
Mm,
Like after Jordan, I was going to tie my tubes and I didn't for some strange, odd reason.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
that made you think about that made you not want, yeah,
I didn't plan on having kids after when Jordan passed away. I mean, I just wasn't even a thought. I didn't think about it at the time. It didn't wasn't a thought. And I mean, it wasn't. You know what I mean? Not because I had Zaria maybe like four. Let me see. Yeah, 4 years later.
mm,
So and there were blessings out of that. That I mean, I know that I would not. Because they wouldn't be who they were. You know what I mean? Life just took that path, and their dad, and you know what I mean. Like it just took a
yeah.
whole different path after my life took a
It,
different turn.
yeah, fact.
You
I
understand what
mean,
I
there's
mean?
always those things like like fate where certain things happen and you do certain things because those things happen, and
Yeah.
it's what's supposed to happen in all reality. All these things, like I feel like God, lays our life out before it even happens.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
we go through these things, and, despite how terrible we feel like they might be, they're supposed to happen in order to lead to
Yes.
certain things. And
Yes.
without those things happening, God's plan can't take place or something. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah.
if
It's
that
just
makes
so
sense, but
but I know what you're trying to say. Of course. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Of
If
course.
anybody has any questions for Alicia, you can put it in the chat, because I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any
I
questions that
will.
anybody has.
I
And
will.
I have another thing that I was gonna surprise people with. I put it in the the title, which is a concert ticket giveaway. So
Oh,
I'll show you.
cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show you the ticket. If it obviously there's it's gonna go to somebody that's watching the live, because
Yes.
you know.
Of course. Of course. Absolutely.
So your sister says, "Are Meg and I your favorite sisters?"
Yes, absolutely.
Good
Absolutely. My favorites. And I
question.
have to
Good
don't
question.
and Brienne, don't ask me which one's my favorite between the two of you. No.
You gotta choose. You gotta choose. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
So this is the concert ticket right here, right? It's
Nice.
mathematics in exit
Oh,
fame. Um, and I feel like because your sister is so awesome, I want to give it to her.
oh,
But
that'd be
yeah,
nice. Well, good.
yeah, because she's been here in the chat the whole time supporting
She
us, and
is. She
she
is my
watches
girl.
all our videos, and
Yes.
I feel like if anybody deserves it right now,
Thank you. I'm glad. See
and
that,
she said,
Brienne?
obviously me,
No.
Megan for Meg.
Oh, Megan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she said, we know it's Meg.
Yeah. Brienne,
Favorite by
see?
default.
Favorite. Ah,
Hey,
that's
Brit, your sister
nice.
said, yeah, never win shit.
See, yeah,
Well,
she
you
says
win
that
it.
all the time. So see that? You got to be
Yeah, you win.
positive. Be positive. You win stuff.
Yep, you win something today, Bree. You win something
Yep.
today. I guess I'll talk to you after the show, and I'll see where I gotta send it to.
Oh,
Unless you're
that's
gonna
really
drive out
nice.
here and give me a hug for
Yeah.
it. That would be a
Oh, see,
very
that would be
pleasant
nice.
surprise.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah, I
Congratulations,
love
Brienne.
kids. Huh?
No, I said congratulations, Brienne.
Yeah, Bree, you won.
That's,
Now
that's
you're a winner today, Bree. You're a winner today. I'm gonna make a winner out of you too. Where you're looking at a future millionaire, because the way I see it is I'm already where I want to be, because it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time,
time. That's right. That's right.
right?
Absolutely. You
Well,
put that in the universe and you don't forget that.
fact.
Yep,
So
you do.
it's Hey, Charlie said it's rigged. My bad, Charlie. I forgot you was even watching. You didn't drop no. Charlie should, by all means, be the guy that
Oh,
goes to the
Charlie, I
concert.
know.
But
You could have
you
been
know
part
what,
of it too.
Charlie, because you're such a fucking good dude, right? I'm gonna get you another ticket. You heard, Charlie? For real, I can get you another ticket.
Brienne.
I'll talk to Mathematics tonight and see if I can get you another ticket to this show. I'm sure he would be willing to do this for me. So,
Oh, that's
um,
nice.
yeah,
We're taking a
yeah,
trip. Oh, yes. Meg, come on down.
yup, absolutely, absolutely. Um, it's 8 o'clock now though, so and
Is
I have to
oh,
get
it
out of the
is.
studio, and it's been a
Okay.
pleasure. I really enjoyed this, man. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
I did.
This is my
I
third
do.
video today too. Like I'm
Really?
on a roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Busy day for you, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Well,
So
thank
if you
you so
guys
much for
want the
having
next, I'll give you a sneak peek. The next video that I'm gonna drop is gonna be it's gonna be a one. It's gonna be about chaos because honestly, um, I have to do that every once in a while. This is part of my life.
Of course, of
So
course,
yeah,
of course.
I'm just gonna be telling some stories about what happened inside and
Hmm.
about some of the violence that I've seen and things like that. So stay locked because it's gonna be crazy.
Okay,
And
I'll be, I'm always checking in on there.
oh, I already know, Alicia, you're my favorite too. Mwah, I love you, Alicia.
I love you
You're
too,
so
man.
beautiful.
Thank you so much
Alicia's
for
single,
having me.
guys. Alicia's single, so
Oh,
Oh man. Hey,
oh.
I can relate, Charlie. Never a bride myself.
Nope,
Hey,
nope. You
so
will be. But
yeah,
thank you
yeah, you
again.
will
Thank
be.
you again. Thank you, thank you, thank
Absolutely,
you.
Alicia,
It's
man. It's
been a
always a
pleasure,
pleasure, man.
okay?
Whenever.
Yes, we will chat, of course. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Is there anything else you want to say, Alicia?
Just to be positive, I think that, life gets difficult, but if you remain positive, boy, you can get through it. I
Oh
really
yeah,
feel that way.
fact.
It is. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Always, 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 always.
hmm
So, yeah.
Is there
Thank you again.
anything that you would? What would you do? What would you do? I remember I asked you this before, but what would you do today if you could possibly
Alicia.
change anything? Even if you could bring, if except for bringing people back to life, if you could go back in time and do something though, you could like
If I,
buy your kids something or do something for them before things happen. What would you do?
yeah. Um, what would I do? That's like I don't know. Don't look at me again. Sorry, Alicia. Alicia came and bothered me.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Hey, Alicia,
You heard
Alicia and
that?
Alicia. Don't get it
Alicia and Alicia.
confused.
You've been calling me Alicia the whole time we've been on here, but it's
I
all
know,
right.
I know.
I
Oh my
let
God, I
slide.
have,
I'm used
haven't
to
I?
it. Yes,
I
yes.
have, haven't I? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God, I
yeah.
just
But I
realized
even
that.
Alicia came in here like, Alicia.
She
I
thought I
said,
was talking to her.
no,
See,
she just
that's
knew.
why I
Like,
said it in the
we're
beginning of
used to
our,
it.
yeah. Remember I said it in the beginning of our video. It's Alicia, not
Yes, yeah.
Alicia. Hey, and I'm over here saying, oh my God, I feel so stupid the whole
It's okay. It's all right. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. All the time.
time.
All the time. But yes, you have a good night. And again, thank you. And we will talk very soon.
Okay, bye. Love
All
you.
right. Good
Bye,
night.
Bree.
Bye. Have a
Bree,
good
after
night.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna send
everyone.
you some information on that ticket, okay? This is yours. Bye bye. W number out.
Bye.